Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kama Speaks. Look, it is cold outside. I'm in California, and there's a song called It Never Rains in Southern California. They lie because it's raining today. Oh my gosh, it is cold. I have my scarf on, but you know what? I love the rain. It's something about it. I don't know what it is, but it's something about the rain. Rain is so calming. So today, on this beautiful rainy day, I am having a guest, my first guest of 2016. We made it through another year. 2016 is going to be an awesome year, and I'm so happy to start my show off with my guest, Cicone Prince. Thank you so much for being on, Cicone.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, anytime. This is not Cicone's first time on the show. He has been on our show before. Matter of fact, it was around this time last year, at the beginning of 2015. And I remember him telling me that he was working on a book. Now the book is published, and he's here to talk about it. The book is called Are You Climbing the Right Mountain? I think this can't be more perfect than now to be on the show, because we are in the beginning of the year. Many people are trying to discover what it is that they want to do, or they're pushing towards a goal. And the question is, are you going towards the right goal? So we'll talk about that just a little later. But let me give you just a little bit of his bio, so that way you know a little bit about Cicone. He is a motivational speaker, author, and entrepreneur. For the last 13 years plus, he has served as the president and CEO of 3D Solution Providers, LLC. This business experience has served as a classroom for developing content for his motivational speaking. With an associate degree in electronic and bachelor's degree in electronic engineering. I need to slow down, you guys. Slow down. Mr. Prince has used his love of learning to continue educating himself in the area of 3D animation. So that's just a little bit about him. He's also an author of an ebook called Are You Smart Enough to Play Dumb? So again, thank you so much, Cicone, for being on the show. So why don't you again tell my audience just a little bit more about you, and let's start talking about that great book you have out there.
Okay. Well, again, in fact, my name is Cicone Prince, and my company is CiconePrince.com, and our slogan is, we introduce you to yourself. And I'm a motivational speaker. And in the course of me studying for being a better motivational speaker and me perfecting my craft, my coach, Dr. Ruben West, had us studying quotes. And I came across a quote by Dr. Miles Monroe. And the quote said, "The greatest failure in life is to succeed at the wrong assignment." I'll say that again. The greatest failure in life is to succeed at the wrong assignment. And when I first heard that quote, the first thing that came to my mind, the first thing that popped into my head was a picture of someone standing on top of a mountain talking about, "I did it." But the caption at the bottom of the picture said, "But you're on the wrong mountain." And so that's where the title comes from. Are you climbing the wrong mountain? And you know, the thing about climbing the wrong mountain is that there are three things that you can glean even from being on the wrong mountain. The first thing that you can glean or learn from being on the wrong mountain is that you understand that this is not where I'm supposed to be. This is not my place. This is not my calling. This is not where I am supposed to be. So even being on the wrong mountain, there's some stuff you can take away from that. You realize that this is not the right place I'm supposed to be. That's the first thing. The second thing, that even if you are on the wrong mountain, from the wrong mountain, you can see the right one. From the wrong mountain, you can see the right one. See, you can see further the higher up you go. It's hard to see the right mountain when you're in the valley. But even being halfway up the wrong mountain, you realize, okay, this is the place I'm supposed to be. But from the wrong mountain, you can see the right one. The third thing that you can glean from being on the wrong mountain is that you have mountain climbing skills. See, once you've identified that, okay, this is not where I'm supposed to be, and I see where I'm supposed to be, well, getting there and getting up that mountain is not going to take you as long. Why? Because you've learned some things climbing the wrong mountain. So it's not wasted time. You can take advantage of that, and you can actually use that to help you get up the right mountain even faster.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's awesome because a lot of people are climbing the wrong mountain. I did it for many years, just being in corporate. I was in accounting. I loved it, but I just felt like it was something about it that I didn't like. I kept completing my work really fast. I was done before the end of the day, and with the work that I did, I paid the bills. So I paid the bills, put everything in the system, cut checks, and that was it. Then it was like, okay, what's next? And when I tried to get more work, it was like, oh well, we're too busy, or you're not busy enough, or you can't do this work because you're not trained for this kind of thing. And I'm just like, okay, well, what am I here for? So what did I do? Most of the time I would quit because I didn't have enough work, but I wasn't comfortable. It wasn't until I got into what I'm doing now, which is real estate, where it's fulfilling. I mean, I would not change it for the world. So I'm that person that's like, yes, I made it because I was making good money,
Right.
but then that right mountain was right there on the other side. So that's a great concept. So let me ask you, what mountain have you climbed that you realized you weren't on the right mountain when you looked and noticed where you're supposed to be, or have you always found yourself on the right path?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked that question because in pursuit of my 3D animation company, because as you mentioned in my bio, I had a company called 3D Solution Providers. I was actually at a conference in 2012. And at the conference, I received a call, and the call was from the conference organizers. And they said that your company has been selected to be a part of our Quick Pitch Business Olympics. Now, what that was is that each company had 3 minutes to give their elevator pitch, their elevator speech. They had to talk about their business. They had 3 minutes to do it in. And then afterwards, a panel of judges would judge them based on their presentation. And this wasn't like in most situations where people go over their time. I mean, they had a timer on the wall behind you. And at the end of your 3 minutes, they just faded your mic. And so with that being the case, when I got the call, after I got off the call, I realized, okay, I need to practice over and over again my speech. And I started right then, and I started repeating it over and over again. And I know I had my oldest son with me, and we were at the conference, and I know he thought I was losing my mind because even while I was in the bathroom taking a bath, I was sitting in the tub saying my speech over and over again so that when I got up to say it, it would sound natural and it would flow. Well, I was in the process of of doing that, and because I did 3D animation, and a lot of people, in fact, when you say 3D, depending upon who you're talking to, some people think red and blue glasses and sitting in the movie theater. Some people think video games. So I would keep an animation on my cell phone to show people what I did. So what I did, I got there early and I talked to the AVI guy, the guy that was in the back running all of the equipment and stuff. And I asked him, I said, can you play a MPEG file? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he copied my file from my phone over to his computer. He pulled it up, made sure that it played, make sure that the sound and stuff was good. And I said, okay, when they call for me during my presentation, I'm going to point to you so that you can start that presentation. So I sat there, and I wasn't the first company, which is called, I'm so glad. And I wasn't the second and third. In fact, by this time, I'm sweating bullets. Long story short, I was company number 8. I got up, I had a chance to give my presentation, and halfway through, about a minute and 30 seconds in, I asked him to queue up or start playing the file. And he pulled it up and it played and it showed up on the screen and stuff, and everybody was ooh and ahhing over it. And then I, told him to kind of turn it off, kind of fade it to black so that I could finish, within my time limit. And I also told them that I keep the same animation on my cell phone so that I can show people exactly what I do. Well, during the course of that conference, I wound up winning that contest. I won a $1,500 Dell laptop. Actually,
Wow.
I'm using it right now to talk to you. And it was then that I really realized that my words, they carried more weight than just my technical ability. And I remember seeing a video on YouTube by Les Brown entitled 50-Minute Mindset. And that video, it really stirred something within me because I knew that I could do more than what I was doing. Similar to what you said, there was more that you had to offer, and you felt as if you were being underutilized. There wasn't a sense of fulfillment or purpose in what you were doing in your accounting. And I knew that there was more for me. I had more to offer than just my technical expertise. So while I was climbing that mountain, trying to build that business, I saw the right one. I saw motivational speaking. I saw the fact that my words could change people's life. And that's when I made the investment to actually have a coach and start coaching.
You know what? You said a key word, investment.
Yes.
People don't understand the importance of investing into themselves.
Exactly.
So you found your
right mountain.
More or less your passion, your purpose, what you're supposed to be here, what you're supposed to do. And sometimes it happens like that. Like you said, you went in to do one thing, you were practicing, and when you seen the effect that you had on people, it's like, wait a second, this is where I'm supposed to be. And
Exactly.
And people sometimes don't understand that. You know, have you ran across people that's like, well, I don't have a purpose, or I don't know what to do, or how do I do this? You've ran across that, haven't you?
Yeah, yes, I have. And I actually talk about this in my book because I talk about that one thing that you do effortlessly, that one thing that other people go to school for, but you just have a natural tendency and talent in that area. That one thing that you do that really is your passion, is your purpose. There's a sense of fulfillment that you get like doing nothing else. And that is your purpose. Once you've learned that, once you've identified that, once you found that right mountain, the question is, how do I move? How do I get from where I am to where I want to be? And all of that's really is covered in the book. I know that everybody has different circumstances and different backgrounds. So this book offers a framework for you to operate in to figure out how to get off the wrong mountain and onto the right one.
And that's what people need. I'm looking up a quote that Warren Buffett said, and I'm trying to see if I can find it. If I can find it right now, I will say it. I'm going to find that quote before we leave here today. What's the quote?
Warren Buffett said that he would not invest in a business that the owner hasn't failed at least twice.
It's not that one.
It's not that,
but that's a good one. There's one that he talks about living. He says, you do what you love. You make a living in what you love. It's something about turning it into a business. I'll find it. I seen it this morning on TV, and I thought, wow, that was so powerful. So I'm going to try to see if I can find it. But we sometimes have to make what we love to do. We make it our business to help other people do the same thing, to find what it is that they love to do. It's like a pay it forward. When you do something you love, because I have people come to me like, oh, I want to do this, or how are you surviving in this particular industry? I'm doing what I love. Like today when I got up and I got dressed, I was kind of back and forth, like, should I go to the office today? No, but it felt good to know that I can make that choice. My broker can't tell me if I can come in or not. He can't tell me how much money I can make. Only thing he can do is say, I don't want you to work for my company because you're not making enough money. Other than that, I can go to somebody literally within the next hour. But I'm doing what I love, and it doesn't feel like work. Like, this is fun.
Right, exactly.
To me, you should be doing what you do and make it fun. So that's what you're doing. You're saying you're helping people make it their business. Do you have like a favorite chapter in the book that you may want to discuss with the audience that you really found really enlightening, or just something you want to share with the audience to make them say, hey, I really need that book? Because the name enough should make people want to run out and get the book.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you mentioned that. While writing this book, I got the title for my next one. Chapter 9 talks about getting a plan together. And I started that chapter with a quote. And it was a quote that I came up with. And that quote is, your job is holding your dream hostage.
That's powerful.
Your job is holding your dream hostage. So my next book is going to be entitled, Is Your Job Holding Your Dream Hostage? And And it's going to go in depth on how to negotiate. With any hostage situation, there has to be some negotiation. And so most people can't do like some people suggest and just quit their job and walk off and, chase after their dream, because you have too many obligations and you have too many people dependent on you. And so with that being the case, you have to negotiate to get your dream away from your job. And so there are certain steps. I even do an actual outline in this book, but that outline is going to become the chapters for my next book. And I didn't intend it. I didn't mean to do that while I was writing, but as I wrote it and as it came to me, I looked back and said, man, that deserves its own book. It really does, because it's really the next step. After you get the plan together, putting it into action. And see, there are a lot of people who are doing stuff that they were trained to do, but not stuff that they were ordained to do.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so because of that, they don't have that sense of purpose. They don't have that sense of fulfillment. They are going through the motions, and they are missing out on that type of life, like you said, where you're excited and you're having fun and you're doing what you love to do. I don't care if it's making pies. I don't care if it's cutting grass. I don't care if it's painting. I don't care if it's brains, or if you're not doing what you love to do, you're doing everybody, including yourself, a disservice, because there's not going to be any level of excellency in what you're doing. So
yes, and that's so true. I mean, I don't know. I know people get up and go to work every single day, and some people like it. I know many people that love their job, but I know there's many people that's just like, I hate being here. Exactly. So I always say, well, why don't you take that same passion and turn that into and flip it? Do what you love on the side until you can quit that job and move forward. I mean, that's what it's about. Like you said, you're holding your job hostage. And for you that are listening, I want you to remember what Cicone said just a few minutes ago. He said as he was writing one book, another book already came to mind. See, that's what happens when you're working in your purpose. He wasn't thinking about a third book or a title at probably that time, just thinking, okay, I'm going to get this done. But when you work at what you're supposed to do, it just manifests itself. I mean, it just manifests itself. And I'm working on something right now. I won't talk about it right now, but I'm working on some things. But I tell you, when you work in what you love, things will just continue to manifest. So you also speak. What's the word I'm looking for? Yes. What is your platform? What do you speak on? What do you motivate people on?
Well, I motivate people on personal development. As I said, our slogan is introducing you to yourself. And we've all heard the statement that there's no I in team. And true, there's no I in team, but there is an I in win. And in order for a team to win, it has to be made up of individuals who know who they are and know what they bring to the table. So helping people to understand their value, their worth, and what they're doing, and how they contribute to the whole. To me, that is what really develops a team, to the point to where, okay, now the team can win. Because if you have a whole bunch of individuals who don't know who they are, who don't know where their strengths lie, they're always fighting or jockeying for a position, trying to be in the limelight. If you are a three-point shooter, why are you under the basket? Stay in your lane, stay where you're supposed to stay, so that when they need a 3-point, they can throw you the ball and you can shoot. But see, oftentimes people don't take those sort of assessments. I remember this movie by Will Smith entitled I, Robot. And in the movie, there was a doctor that was killed. And he left behind this little bitty like answer machine, but it was a hologram, because this was set in the future. And he had pre-recorded responses. And so Will would ask a question, and certain questions he said, I can't respond to that. My answers are limited. you have to ask the right questions. And so whenever Will would ask the right question, he would say, now that's the right question. See, oftentimes in our life, we don't ask ourselves the right questions. We get information anywhere. We have Google, we have the internet. You can get almost any information on anything. So it's not that we lack information. The problem is we're not asking the right questions. And not just of other people, but of ourselves. It's not just what you do, but why you do it. You know, what's your motivation? And in an unguarded moment, if people would take an objective look at themselves, they would learn more about who they are and what went into making them, in fact, the person that they are today.
Yes, yes, yes. You do. Look on the inside, reevaluate yourself. You have to re-examine yourself, and you should be doing this daily, honestly. Just look back, look at your day. What did you do? What fulfillment did you get out of it? You have to ask yourself those questions. That doesn't mean something's mentally wrong with you because you're questioning yourself, but you have to look back. Was your day fulfilled? Or did you find pleasure in what you did today? Or were you upset? Were you depressed? You know, it's those things that we have to really look at and say, okay, what's making me happy? Being an entrepreneur for myself, working for me, to be honest with you, I love it, but it is hard work. And I tell people it's not easy.
True.
Don't get me wrong. I have my down times, but I am committed to this. When people told me to give up, I said, no, I'm not. When people tell me to get a real job, well, a real job is making money. I'm doing something I love. The thing about it is, yes, business may be slow. Things may not be going the way I want to. So I have to re-examine myself and say, okay, Kama, what are you not doing? Because what you're not doing is what you should be doing so your business can start soaring. And I tell you, it makes a difference. So that's true. You have to ask those questions. And sometimes you have to stay away from people and not listen to what everybody else wants you to do. Some people say, oh, just do this or just do that. No, what do you want to do? And that's what you have to ask yourself. What do you want to do? So that's good. Personal development is very important. And like you said, you had to get a coach. You're part of the Black Belt Speakers, correct?
Yes, I am. And I do want to interject something real quick because the statement that you made just now, it reminded me of another quote. And it said, surround yourself with like-minded people who think differently. Surround yourself with like-minded people who think differently. You have similar goals, but they have different ways of getting there, because one thing I realized that you can't operate in a vacuum and succeed. I know you mentioned about not really listening, and there are some people who are negative and they need to be kept at bay. But there are some people who are there to support you. There are people out there who have similar passions that you do. And we all need to be able to encourage somebody else. I was sharing with the group about it's like being at a candlelight visual. If someone lights my candle and then I light 5 other people's candle and my candle goes out, well, guess what? I can go to one of the people that I lit theirs and I can get mine relit. But if somebody lights my candle and I don't light anybody else's, then mine goes out, okay, I have nobody else to blame. You see, I think oftentimes, especially with entrepreneurs, we try to operate in the vacuum, try to do everything ourselves. And we need to have a support system in place, even if it's just someone to help encourage us in those downtimes. Someone that can help put some wind in our sails, because I know that there are times when things do get hard and they are challenging. But having someone who cares about you, someone who is like-minded, but can help you see stuff in a different way. To me, and that's what being a part of the Black Belt Speakers, we are a motley crew of individuals. I mean, so many different backgrounds, so many different platforms, but all of us have a passion for changing people's lives. That's our like-mindedness. We have a passion for changing people's lives. But even with that being the case, we do it differently. We have different approaches. And that doesn't take one thing away from the other. Dr. Phil said, blowing out my candle doesn't make yours brighter. So when you find people who are just as passionate as you are, it's a good thing to keep them close, because like I said, when your fire gets low, when you're going through a tough time, it's good to have somebody that you can reach out to, and they can help relight your fire. They can help rekindle your fire so that you won't give up and give in. But yeah, there are those people out there who are the naysayers, and your critics, they don't count. Those people who aren't doing anything, they don't count. So yeah, I'm excited, in fact, to be a part of the Black Belt Speakers, and being a part of them has really. I would not be the person I am today had I not linked up with a group of individuals who really, and I know this for a fact, they care about my success. They care about me as a person, but they care about my success. They held me accountable. I would not have finished this book had it not been for the weekly calls that we were on, and everyone started asking, so Cicone, where are we with the book? Where are we? And I started using birthing analogies because I had 10 chapters. And so at chapter 6, I would say, okay, we're 6 centimeters. We're 7 centimeters, letting them know that, okay, like once I get to 10 centimeters, then the baby will be delivered. But having them in my corner, having them cheer me on, I would never have completed this book without their support, without their encouragement. And true enough, I had to do it myself, but there is nothing like having somebody in your corner, somebody rooting for you. And I mean, to me, that's priceless.
And it is. And it goes back to what you said about not having an I in team. No, there's no I, because when you work together as a team, you are supporting each other. You're pushing each other. You don't need a yes man. You don't need someone in your corner to just to say, okay, you'll get through it. Well, we know your book is going to come out eventually. No, we need someone to say, hey, what chapter are you on? You said you're going to finish December 1st and it's November 15th. Are you done? We need that.
Right.
That's what teams do. That's what they do. They work together. So that's awesome to know that you're with a group of people that push you. And the Black Belt Speakers, I know, is a great group of speakers. And you guys are doing some things out there. I see you guys on Facebook, and you guys are definitely doing your thing out there. You have a great coach, Dr. Ruben West. Is it Dr. Ruben West, or is it okay? Dr. Ruben West, and he's doing an excellent job with his coaching program.
Yes.
I know his name. I just didn't know if it was doctor, but I thought it was. Okay. But he's doing a great job, and he's pushing people who want to make it. So if you're interested, just go to his website, blackbeltspeakers.com, and you can check him out. If that's not the website, just Google Black Belt Speakers. All right, we're about to wrap everything up, Cicone. So before we wrap everything up, I would love for you to leave something with the audience, maybe whether it's a quote or just something motivational, and also let them know how they can get your book, how they can get in contact with you, and where they can follow you.
Okay. Well, I first want to thank everybody for taking time out of your busy schedule to watch this Google Hangout. And if you're going to take anything into this year, my suggestion is that you grow beyond your comfort zone. Somebody once said that the comfort zone is where dreams go to die. If you're going to achieve mastery, if you're going to achieve that level of fulfillment, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. I mean, there is no way around it. You can't grow in your comfort zone. You have to go through trouble or trials in order for you to grow. I was telling somebody just yesterday that trees and plants don't really grow in the spring and summertime. They grow in the winter when there's not that much rain or water. Their roots have to go deeper. You see the results in the spring, you see a result in the summer, but in the wintertime, when there's not that much nutrients, when it's cold and not as warm, they have to stretch. Their roots have to grow deeper so that they get more nutrients. So that's when they grow. And we grow through hard times. So that means that we need to make sure that even while we're going through, we understand that spring is coming. And so starting off this year, grow through your hard times, grow through those difficult times, realizing that there is something waiting on the other side. Just don't give up and don't give in. And you have to stay positive. You have to stay optimistic. because there is so much negativity that's around you and sometimes in you. If you get a chance, check out some of my videos. You can go on YouTube and look, just Google or search for Cicone Prince. I'm the only one out there. But I did a video entitled, goodness, now I just drew a blank. I'll think about it in a second. But you can check out all of my videos on YouTube. And if you want to follow me, in fact, you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and search for Cicone Prince. But my website is ciconeprince.com. That's CICONEPRINCE.com. And on there, you can find my book, which is also available on Amazon. And the title is, Are You Climbing the Wrong Mountain? But I tell you that going through hard and difficult times will oftentimes, it'll challenge you, it'll test you, but don't let those things stop you from reaching your goal and from being the person that you know you were meant to be. And so a lot of people just won't make that investment. But I'm telling you that you are worth every dime that you invest in yourself. Every dime. So make the investment, and there is a return on it, but it's not going to happen overnight. I didn't get where I am today by being on 1 or 2 conference calls with Ruben West or doing 1 or 2 videos. I kept at it and having that determination. I was telling somebody that your consistency builds confidence. She talked about, well, I'm not a confident speaker. I said, well, your consistency builds confidence. The more consistent you are in doing whatever you do, your confidence level will grow. But if you're not consistent, you're not going to have confidence. And I don't care what it is. Like I said, whether it's cutting grass or being a brain surgeon, if you haven't done it over and over again, you're not going to have the confidence that you need. And so that's why I appreciate platforms like this and you, Karma, for allowing me an opportunity to just live in my passion and live my dream and help inspire the world, because that's what I believe that's my assignment. And I don't want to fail at the wrong assignment. I don't want to succeed at the wrong assignment. I want to succeed at the right one. That's why I had to get off the wrong mountain and onto the right.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you're on the right path. You're going in the direction that you want to go. I want to thank you so much for being on my show. And oh, you're welcome. And you know what? Something you said that I'm going to piggyback on before I close down. Success does not happen overnight. So if somebody told you they just got this lucky break, the chances are they've been working at this thing for time and time and time to come. You're going to get a bunch of no's. You're going to get a bunch of, I don't know, well, you're not good enough. I was just watching a video today with, oh goodness, I forgot her name. Her face is in my head, but I'm sure it'll come to me. Anyhow, she played the little girl on one of Tyler Perry's movies. She's probably about 18 or 20 right now, and I cannot think of her name. But anyway, she was saying how she was told no. She was told as a young girl, no, you can't make it. Oh, you can't sing. Or here's just another little black girl that can sing. So what? What makes her so great? Or they only want black people that are funny. She can't do drama, but she's done several movies. She's singing right now. She has a record deal. She's doing some great things, and she started at a young age. But one thing she said was to keep pushing. Yeah. So keep pushing. I can't believe she played on Akeelah and the Bee. She was the main character. Matter of fact, it's going to bother me. And yes, I am on my phone Googling it because I need to figure out what the girl's name is. What is it?
Kyla Pratt?
No, not Kyla Pratt. It's the other one. What is her name? I'm looking for it, you guys. I will find it. Her name is, I can't believe I can't remember that. Keke Palmer. That's her name, Keke Palmer. Oh my gosh, couldn't remember that. But yeah, Keke Palmer was saying that on a video. But just to tell you guys, don't give up on your dreams. There's nothing out there that's impossible. I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you came from. As long as you have breath in your body, as long as you can get up. I don't care if you lay on your back and you can't get up. Guess what? As long as you have some use of something, you can be someone. There are people on stages right now that are speaking with no legs and no arms, that's out there motivating people. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. And ask yourself, are you climbing the right mountain? So make sure you visit Cicone's website at ciconeprince.com and check out what he's doing. I'll make sure I'll link that video to this, so that way by the end of this, you've already seen that the link is there for you, Cicone. So I have that on there. So for those that are watching, if you are interested in being on my show, you can email me at KAMA@KAMAspeaks.com. Again, that's KAMA@KAMAspeaks.com. You can follow me. I am on Periscope under Kama Speaks. I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all under Kama Speaks. So just Google me. You can find more about me. And if you're interested in being on the show, let's talk and get you on. Again, thank you all for watching. Cicone, thank you so much for your wisdom and what you're doing. I appreciate you for being on my show again. And to those that are watching, remember, no matter what you do in life, always pursue your passion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.